Summer is hot. Summer is tennis.
The women's singles final is about to get underway between world number one Justine Henin-Ardenne of Belgium and Emilie Mauresmo of France. So calling the action for you this afternoon are Karen Pratt and John Barrett.
Thank you, Joe. And Karen, I think this is really such a great moment for both ladies. The crowd here absolutely packed into all 10,000 seats, and the atmosphere is going to be quite something.
Yes, I think it is, and we've seen so many injuries. It's been amazing this week. Let's hope these two hold together. We have already seen Emilie Mauresmo out on court today to play her semi-final, so she's backing up, and that's always tough when it's a semi-final and a final.
And on a day when the temperature is high, she played for an hour and 43 minutes for that 6-3, 7-6 win. A win which was a little bit tortuous. She won the first set quite easily, but then led 6-5 in the second set and 40-love, 3 match points.
Yeah, and it wasn't as if she did anything too wrong. Schiavone is such a tough fighter. She really took it all the way to Mauresmo in very difficult conditions, as you mentioned. The wind came up about halfway through the match, actually cooled things down a little bit for them. It made it trickier to play.
Closed out the tiebreak very well, though. 6-1 she shot to, and then 6-2, 7-2. So a good finish.
Just to give you an idea of how hot it was, Schiavone had to call for a trainer in the first set.
Let's watch Roland Herfel here conduct the spin. See if we can see who wins. Looks as if Mauresmo is going to call, is she? But Henin has won the toss. Didn't hear what she said to Roland, but he will tell us later on. Probably, I don't know, I was going to say probably going to receive, but we'll see. So let's look in a little bit more detail at these two players. You're looking at the 21-year-old world number one. She rose to that lofty perch in October last year. She's won 14 career titles, and 2 of those, as you see at the bottom there, Grand Slams, the French and US Open reigning champion. Semi-finalist here at the start of the year, and at Wimbledon and in Sydney too last year. Well, this is how she got to this final. She's played pretty consistently throughout. Conchita Martinez, straight sets. Then against Chanda Rubin, it was 6-4 in the third, a good match there. And Lindsay Davenport gave her a walkover. You remember that injured shoulder.
Justine having the advantage of having her feet up yesterday, while Emilie Mauresmo waited around to see if she would play her semi-final. World ranking of number 4, seeded 3 here, 10 career titles, and 2 of those came last year. 24 years of age, and those 2 titles last year in Warsaw and Philadelphia. Also a quarter-finalist at her home Grand Slam, the French, and the US Open.
And it just remains to be seen how much that semi-final earlier today took out of her.
And here's the way Emilie has reached the final. She's come through against Megan Shaughnessy and then against Anastasia Moschina, which was a 6-4, 7-6 win and quite a tough match. And then against Schiavone, 6-3, 7-6, as we mentioned. And that really is the match that is going to probably affect things out there more today than anything else.
And there he is, Roland Herfel in the chair.
This week on Home and Away, get ready for 3 big events.
Hi, I'm Martina Hingis. I've played in 6 Australian Open finals. And this year I'll be calling action for a 7th summer of tennis.
You certainly will. Well, Martina, of course, a champion here, as well as those Australian titles. Absolutely marvellous performer. Let's hope she does as well behind the microphone.
I suspect she will.
Well, there we are. 2-1 Mauresmo leads in their head-to-head meetings, and two of those were last year, one each last year. Berlin, it was Enna Arden, 7-6, 6-4. The WTA Championships in the semi-final, 6-3 in the third to Mauresmo.
I've got to say that last one was a bit of an upset. Mauresmo tipping Enna Arden out of the Tour Championships when she was world number one. Here's a look at the trophy that they're playing for, and a beautiful trophy it is. As well as a pretty sizable check.
Well, we don't know a whole lot about Miss Mauresmo from France, but let's find out just a little bit more now.
I think it was in soccer when France won that World Cup in '98. It was an unbelievable moment for French sport, and yeah, it was a great day. Table tennis, not great.
Why?
I don't know. Spiders. It's just something, it's a phobia. Can you say that? Cars. I like fast cars. Sun. My friends, all my friends with me, because I'm traveling a lot and I don't get to see them so often. Good wine. Phone. I'm using my phone too much, and I am using that too much.
And losing it as well.
Well, she may have to make a happy phone call if she wins this title. She's serving.
In between her semi-final and coming out here, Emily stretched, had a bit of a massage, ate some lunch, and then when she was called to go on court again prematurely after Moya's injury, did another stretch and has got herself out here. You see there that Justine Enna Arden has her left ankle strapped. She turned on that ankle in her quarterfinal against Chanda Rubin, and it's just a little bit swollen.
Yes, then she had, do you remember, the blister problem on the right foot, I think that was, and had that treated.
And she's still got the blisters on the ball of her right foot, but that's something that she tends to live with. It's something she's had before.
Incidentally, it's worth mentioning that the players are advised to wear shoes that are well worn, the pattern worn off, so that the foot can turn a little bit on the surface, because this is a very grippy surface, a very good foothold, and a little bit of give in it, so the foot tends to sink a little.
Of course, when the shoe grips on the court too much, the foot can keep moving and cause friction and blisters.
Karen, it's been interesting to me to hear Anand talking about her emergence, her maturity, her growing into the feeling of being the world number one.
Yeah, it's given her a lot of confidence, gaining that mantle. She said no one can take away her French and US Open victories. And she's trying to get out there and play as best as she can every day. Without being too worried about being number one, because she knows once you're at the top, all the other players are after you.
And the fact that she's now a married lady, she married Pierre-Yves on the 16th of November 2002. There he is, just looking to his right, looking towards their coach, Carlos Rodriguez. I saw them at breakfast having a very animated discussion this morning.
The three of them?
The three of them, yes.
Good depth from Mauresmo. Anna Arden's only had 2 matches for the season. And if anything can work in Mauresmo's favour, it's that she's had some more tennis. And Justine still maybe a little bit nervous, hasn't found her rhythm altogether yet.
So a fine start by the Frenchwoman.
First game.
And of course, if the energy levels are not depleted too much, the fact that she's had a match already will work to her benefit.
That's right, she knows what the conditions are like out there. It's hot and sporadically you get quite a wind coming through. At the moment it's pretty calm. But it could work in her favour if there's plenty left in the tank. She's certainly a very fit athlete, Amelie Mauresmo. She'll be very motivated to notch up another win over the world number 1.
So Mauresmo is playing here for the 5th time. She won the title in the year 2000. I remember that final against Lindsay Davenport, who got very despondent. So well was Mauresmo playing. Particularly her backhand that day.
Well, it's a real treat here today because we've got 2 women out there with 2 of the finest single-handed backhands in the game on show. Mind you, the Anna Arden forehand has developed as more of a weapon at times. She certainly hit more forehand winners in both of her opening matches here than off the backhand. That one really shooting through.
13-15.
Also got a lot more pace on her serve, the Belgian.
Yeah, she's been working on her physique, hasn't she? Paying dividends. Oh, that's such a glorious shot, that. Topspin back, and she's got the slice as well. They both have both, which you've got to have.
Here's a look at the serve, gets right up to that, gets the body weight well into the court. That's superb backhand. And the fact that she's beefed up the serve and the forehand to complement that backhand, I think will strike fear into the heart of her opponents if it all comes together. Oh, good depth on that serve.
One game over.
So battle has been truly joined. You certainly begin to feel thoroughly involved once you've held your first service game.
number 13.
Henan here, well, she's playing for the third time, never been to a final before. 2 previous visits ended in defeat at the hands of fellow Belgian Kim Clijsters. Quarter-final 2002, semi-final last year.
So much has changed so quickly for Justine. A couple of years back, a lot of talk about how she wasn't big enough, strong enough to match it with players like Venus, Serena Williams, Lindsay Davenport, Jennifer Capriati. But she really has done so much work.
Oops, a lot of mishits today.
There are.
30-15.
It is a little bit gusty, but nothing like as bad as it has been.
No. That can just be some nerves too in this finals situation.
Game, Mauresmo.
So, still on serve, it's Mauresmo. 2-1 first set.
Here you go. My great-great-granddad used to say, to make really yummy ice cream, you need fresh milk and cream. That's what I'm getting now. Hey, girl. I won't hurt you. Some ice cream isn't made with fresh milk, but Buller is. It's got lots of fresh milk in it. Well, it will have in a minute.
Buller, ice cream farmers for 5 generations.
For service you just can't beat and the lowest prices every day, lob into your nearest Bunnings warehouse. Cabot's 4-litre natural decking oil, only $53.26. Talon Garden Hawk petrol line trimmer, $149. Dulux 4-litre wash and wear, just $56.94. 3M self-adhesive hooks, a low $3.94 per pack. And if you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
Bunnings Warehouse!
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
And what a glorious day for watching tennis, and what glorious tennis to watch. This final between the world number 1 and the world number 4, Loic Courteau there, the Frenchman who coaches Mauresmo, has done for a while now.
He's also the French Fed Cup captain. And of course, Amélie Mauresmo led France to the Fed Cup win late last year, defeating the USA 4-1.
Don't know what happened there.
Maybe just stopped a little bit too soon.
Yes, flicked at it, didn't really hit through the ball. Of course, she had to sit out yesterday, as you were saying earlier, and that's something that upsets the routine when you're in the middle of a tournament. You don't like a day off.
Mind you, if you've rolled your ankle a little bit and got some blisters, it can help a bit too. So there's a bit goes both ways there. And also just the waiting around with the rain can also be very anxious.
Oh, just out.
Anna Arden, full stretch there, dropping this volley. Not as short as she'd like to have. Mauresmo really on the run there, giving it everything. And gets there. Unlucky with that one just going wide.
They both play in a similar manner, wanting to dictate, wanting to force the pace, and it's a wonderful battle between these two backhands.
It is. And both of them trying to add another dimension to their games with coming to the net a lot more. Last year, both players have said that's something that they want to do more. Just add to the arsenal. We've seen already in her opening two matches, Anna Arden has been serve volleying, something that we haven't seen very much of in the women's game at all.
Game. Anna Arden.
So Anna Arden making it 2 games all.
And Emily Mauresmo, also a player who can serve volley beautifully. She's got beautiful forward moving game. And it's something she needs to capitalise on. Just keep on moving forward. She plays very well around the net as well. Certainly one of the most richly talented, gifted players out there on tour, Mauresmo.
15.
Well, there you are. That has paid off, hasn't it?
It has. See, they're very certain in her attack.
30.
She wants to be aggressive, got the chance in this point. Landed a good first serve. This ball mid-court, in she goes after it and puts the volley away.
Top spin responsible for the pass.
30-15.
Mauresmo again keen to attack here, but she's going to have to approach on a deeper ball or something that gets Anna Arden on the stretch. It will be dealt with like that. Good placement on the serve.
40-15.
163 Ks, her fastest for the tournament. Until this match was 172. Anna Arden's some 10 Ks faster.
Game.
Another good deep serve, sliding away, forcing the error, and a 3-2 lead to Mauresmo.
3 games to 2.
And we have a result from the women's doubles final that was being played on court 1 as we take a look. And the combination of Cara Black and Renee Stubbs have defeated Dinara Safina and Megan Shaughnessy. Now that means that for Cara Black, she now goes to 13 career doubles titles. And for Renee Stubbs of Australia, she now goes to 43 doubles titles, including 3 Grand Slams. Well, we have some further news on Carlos Moya after that rather dramatic men's singles final. He has been taken to hospital for precautionary treatment after he rolled his ankle very badly. Leighton Hewitt ended up winning that. The final score was only 4-3. So big concern over Carlos Moya, obviously hoping that he'll be right for the Australian Open. He's meant to be up against in the first round James Blake of America, but we'll certainly let you know if we hear any further news. Let's go back for this women's singles final as we rejoin our commentators Karen Pratt and John Barrett.
I think the whole of the tennis world will be crossing their fingers for Carlos Moya, an immensely popular man, and he's already won in Chennai this year. He's got to this final, and it could easily have been, there's Ken Rosewall, former champion here years ago.
With Thelma Long and his wife, Wilma. A good positive play here from Anna Arden. Steps around, takes it on the forehand, and that's the weapon we've seen working so well this year.
Oh. 15-0.
So a bit of trouble here on serve. Good news to see the two locals coming through in the doubles. Renee Stubbs, Sydney sider originally, now resides in Florida, winning with Cara Black, and of course Todd Woodbridge with his record-breaking win. Great stuff. Oh, even deeper trouble now for Anna Arden.
Well, if this is a new idea coming to the net more, I think she should pursue it. It's working very well.
Well, I think both of these players should pursue it. They've both got the games to do it, but at the moment, just Maresmo with that little bit more confidence.
Rushed it.
30-40.
Second chance, though, to break. Two forehand errors.
The break points. Should be quite unhappy, I would imagine, missing those. Really trying to go after that forehand. A little bit more on it.
Seems to me that Anna hasn't really quite settled yet into this match.
Not at all. She's been going along but has not found her rhythm. Not a lot of consistency there yet. It's hard when you've got a few nerves to actually step up and hit the ball confidently. It happens to the best of them.
Extreme Western grip there. Palm right under the handle of the racket.
lovely play. Very penetrating first serve from Enna Ardenne. I like the way she's playing the volleys. Really snapping the racket head through them.
Oops. The number of missed hits today are extraordinary, both women.
And now, Regansol.
And the latest two from Mauresmo, allowing Enna to survive the 3 break points. Just drying off the handle there. Yes.
The ball coming onto her very quickly.
Love 15.
Had a steady rise from being a fine junior. She won the French and Wimbledon junior titles back in 1996, did Mauresmo. And I think we all thought then that there was a promising career in the making, and sure enough, in 98 she was voted by WTA the most improved newcomer. Ah, that's a backhand to kill for.
Oh, roll out the superlatives. That was just magnificent. And attacking here, Enna Ardenne, that's a very tough volley to hit. It was low going over the net, but the backhand to finish off. Perfection. The timing right on that. Clever play.
30.
Good use of the lob. Moving over to the backhand side of Mauresmo. Not quick enough to position for it. Got to change direction there. I think she was a bit surprised to get that ball coming so close to her.
Well, she played a game of poker there and hit the ball back to Enna, expecting that Enna would chase into the gap, but she didn't. So lost the mental battle. And break point now for Enna.
Running through that one, it was there for the hitting.
Carlos wiping the sweat off his head, I think so, after that miss. Right there for the taking.
Advantage, Mauresmo.
Well, we're saying how good it is to see these players attacking. Courtois would be thinking, yeah, good strategy, but let's get the execution right.
Well, when you're adding shots to your repertoire, the only way to do it is to do it in matches. I mean, you can
exactly
do everything in practice. I remember Steffi Graf used to be able to hit that backhand, topspin backhand, faultlessly in practice. Never seemed to want to bring it into the match court, though. The first time she did it was when she beat Navratilova after trailing by a set and a break in the Wimbledon final, the first year she beat her in '88, and she suddenly started hitting over her backhands, and it was a glorious thing to see.
You can go through a fair bit of pain trying to get something integrated into your game in a match situation.
Favourite shot is missed.
Yes.
Getting just a little bit tense, this match now.
It's pulling off this one. The agony. It's a shot that you can normally hit so well. Again, an error from the backhand side. Frustration starting to show.
Game over.
So a lovely ace to complete the job there. And it's 4-3 now for Maresma.
The sun can be hell on your roof, blistering, peeling and flaking the paint like skin. But one paint is designed to provide a shield from the sun. Weather Shield Roof. Maximum sun protection for your home.
Make sure your mum sends in a token from specially marked Golden Circle cordial bottles, because they're giving away a chance to share in more than $100,000 worth of toys. And if you're really lucky, she might even share them with you.
Impala's sensational New Year offer. Order your new Impala kitchen now and enjoy the luxury of solid granite or stone bench tops for the same price as laminate. Visit an Impala showroom near you or call the hotline. Impala, impressive.
The Essential 2004 Property Guide.
Real estate is about 20% overvalued.
Where to buy, when to sell.
But the downturn could be ugly.
Now, the new services giving home valuations in an instant on Today Tonight.
Well, this is a real Sydney Saturday.
Please take your seats.
In other words, the sun is shining. Yesterday, a miserable day.
Yeah, what a contrast.
Hardly got any tennis at all, just 2 or 3 sets played, and we all sat around till 10 p.m. last night, hoping against hope that the semi-final that should have been played could be, but it wasn't. That was completed today, if you have just joined us. Maresmo beating Schiavone 6-3, 7-6 in an hour and 43 minutes.
And Ardern very quick there to run around the backhand, take that shot on the forehand. That's what we're seeing her do more often now, whenever she gets the chance.
Oh, so close.
59.
Certain winner had it been in, but it wasn't, so Mauresmo breathes again.
I'm just missing this one. But the right shot. A backhand down the line, such an important weapon to have.
Yes, one thinks of the great Gustavo Kirten, whose trademark shot it is. And the man we saw earlier watching the play, Ken Rosewall.
Yes. One of the most superb backhands you'd ever see.
30.
Yes, at the time when he was playing, they used to argue, the ancients, about whether his backhand or the great Don Budge was better. I think anybody else would have taken either.
Well, Mauresmo read where this next ball was going. She stayed camped in that forehand corner, was ready for it, and put in a pretty good top spin lob, just not quite with enough height, and Ardern able to get up to it beautifully.
Well played, Anna. It's 4-all.
7 Summer of Tennis, made possible by our telecast sponsors, Kia, proud sponsors of the Australian Open, LG, Life's Good, Dulux Weather Shield, and soft and tasty Sunblest.
Well, much more comfortable service game there for Anna Ardern, just looking a little more settled out there. Saved 3 break points on a previous service game.
Just feeling her ankle again there. Don't think it twisted. Just looked a little awkward playing the ball, that was all. It's her first double fault, and good to see her here. She wasn't able to play here last year. She'd had an operation at the end of 2002. A right knee cartilage had to be dealt with, so she was off for 4 months and had a bit of a disjointed year, really. Didn't come back till the Paris indoor, but got to the final there, which was commendable. And all these knees and ankles and cartilages and goodness knows what. I mean, it is a bit worrying, isn't it?
It was a rib cartilage at Wimbledon, wasn't it, that kept her out? And she has been rather plagued by injuries over the years, Mauresmo. Really finely tuned like a racehorse.
And then Ardern here with a sore hoof. The right one, it was blistered.
The left one twisted.
And the snappers sitting courtside just below there were recording the scene for tomorrow's papers.
It's amazing though how different bodies and players fare so drastically differently in the injury stakes. Amanda Coetzer was talking the other day about how she's only had probably 10 days off in her whole career through injury. See other players out for months at a time, year after year.
And she's had a very long career.
She has. Anna Ardern starting that point a little tentatively as it went on. Just introducing a bit more power into her shots. It's all a matter of hitting through that ball and being confident in her shots. That one's superb.
Yes, the fierce return forcing the error. Lovely pace on that forehand, which, as you say, she's trying to beef up. That was beefy enough.
Yeah, she really is attacking on the forehand side. Quite a dramatic change from even midway through last year.
And there is the first break of serve we've seen in the match. It's now 5-4 Anna Ardern.
Meeting the in-laws
What does the mother do? She's a housewife.
has never been so much fun.
Where could the wife be?
The traffic was unbelievable. Gene Hackman, Callista Flockhart and Robin Williams.
It's a nightmare.
The Birdcage, tonight 8:30 on 7.
The Forester X has just won Australia's best car in its category. So has the Impreza GX and the WRX. And while this is the Japanese Car of the Year, these cars have won the 2003 Australian and World Rally Drivers' Championships. What do they have in common? The winning combination of symmetrical all-wheel drive powered by a Boxer engine. And of course, this badge, Subaru.
Time for the fans to take a welcome stretch of the changes of ends here at the Editors International 2004 Women's Singles Final. The number 1 seed, Justine Henin-Ardern, leading with a break of serve, the first in the match, 5-4. And beginning to impose her increasingly all-round game. And I'm thinking, Karen, only 4 times has the top seed won here. In 92, Sabatini, 96, Sellers, 99, Davenport, and 2001, Hingis. But it's a good start by Anna. She might be adding to that list.
Well, certainly she seems to be growing in confidence, just the way she's hitting the ball now far more solidly.
$50.
Both of these players at their career best rankings. Anna Arden, of course, at number 1 and Mauresmo at number 4. A lot of that to do with the fact that they're both very happy off the court now, relaxed about themselves. Right serve jamming Mauresmo up.
30-15.
Yes, you're right. Anna Arden, of course, married, as we say. Got a coach who's been with her for years and years. Had problems with her dad over the years. Her mother died.
Oh, good recovery from Mauresmo. Superb athlete, good court coverage here, because that ball was just moving away from her and dying. Kept the racket head ready. Terrific pickup.
Quick off the mark she is, Mauresmo. I'd like to see her in a 100-metre dash.
40-30.
I think she'd be pretty quick.
Well, I think she would over the first 50.
Quick out of the blocks. Well, that's what it takes for a tennis player, that quick change of direction, getting started quickly. Oh, off the line. Superb placement and a good aggressive point there to save set point. Lovely forward movement here through the ball, and she's following it in.
Advantage, Mauresmo.
Yes, snatched at it. Trying to press too soon. Blowing on her hands sensibly to keep them as dry as possible. Not easy on a day like this.
Oh, well done, bringing out a big serve on 180 Ks, just when you need it most. Terrific shot making from Mauresmo. Spectacular.
Advantage, Mauresmo.
Well, she got down to it so well. Watch this. Bending her knees and getting the racket head under the ball so she can come right through and up and over it to the top spin. So second break point.
Well, courageous move from Anna Arden, and aggressive under pressure.
And getting the timing right this time.
Advantage in out.
25 degrees it is down on court, and the court surface will be a lot hotter than that, of course.
Certainly feels a lot hotter today with the humidity Quite stifling conditions. You'll see the players sweating an awful lot. Oh, mistiming, yet another ball off the forehand. That was her second set point. Carlos Rodriguez on the left there, and Justine's coach and her husband, Pierre-Yves, on the right. Oh, he's looking a bit edgy because it's very tight out there at the moment.
Well, she's going on courageously with this forcing tactic on the forehand. A lot of players, having mishit so many today, might have sort of backed off, but no, she's still going for it.
That's where she's got to have the belief in these tight situations. The results last year certainly helped give her that confidence, that belief. Third set point.
And this time it's successful. The forehand just missing the baseline. It's 6-4 to Enen Arden in 49 minutes. The umbrellas held aloft by the ball kids at the change of ends to shield the players from the sun have been put back in their places, and we're about to start the second set. Mauresmo will be ruining those mistakes at the end of the first. And she had two chances to level at 5-all, because I think now, with the hour and 43 minutes she spent in the sun this morning, it's going to take its toll.
Well, it could become a factor, that's for sure, if this match goes on a long time. She's come out very positively here. A couple of good points from Mauresmo. Well, Mauresmo backhand, a joy to watch. This match really hitting through that one.
I like the early preparation on those shots. And a perfect game for Mauresmo, who takes a quick 1-love lead in the second set. There were so many good things, Karen, in the first.
There were. It was very closely fought, and Enen Arden took a while to get going, but then her forehand started to work for her, as well as her net game. But the Mauresmo backhand was probably the better of the two backhands. Enen Arden very athletic all around the court, both these players athletic, but Enen Arden just edging out a very, very tense first set. I think the forehand helped her. No backhand winners for Justine in that first set. A couple off the forehand side, whereas Mauresmo showed us her backhand is just a fantastic weapon for her. 15 unforced errors for Amelie Mauresmo in the first set, only 11 from Enen Arden.
And that's not too bad, considering that they were both being aggressive.
They were indeed really going after things, trying to keep that strategy going.
Lovely.
That's her fourth double fault. Wouldn't be too happy with that count. Over a year ago we saw Enen Arden going through quite a few problems on serve, and that's when she had changed her service motion, just with the toss and the way her arms go up. But last year she seemed to settle well into the new serve, certainly got a lot more pace on it, gets more penetration with it.
30-15.
Well, a healthy sign. She was going to come in behind that return. And when she saw how wide it was driving Anna, but Anna helping the lines person there. Sometimes opponents don't like that.
Mm. 40-15.
Well, she was there. Good anticipation from Mauresmo. This ball, I thought Anna Ardern might be letting that drop a bit, but it's sitting up nice and high for her. Mauresmo heading into that backhand corner. And again, another miss-hit. Very aggressive
so
second
played,
serve.
And it's 1-all.
7th Summer of Tennis made possible by our telecast sponsors McDonald's great range of summer desserts for under $2. Nivea Body Firming Lotion Q10 Plus. And Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning.
Well, I think Mauresmo will look back on that 6th game of the first set when she was the first to get break points against Anand. Well played. And she missed 2 forehands, remember, when the score was 15-40. And I think those, had she been able to get her break there, we might be telling a different story.
Well, she's still looking very good out there, though. Keeping on with this aggressive strategy.
Yes, there are the unforced errors for you. 11-17.
Mauresmo really getting some sting on her serve.
169k, that one. And 167 is fast enough to complete the job for a 2-1 lead. Second set. And of course, everybody coming here to the Adidas International in Sydney seeking match play to build up for the Australian Championships. And these two, of course, have got reasonable draws. We'll look at those in a moment or two for you.
50.
Mauresmo here starts off against Chia Jung Chuang of Taipei, who is one of the wild cards brought in by the association to promote Asian tennis.
That's right. By dint of winning the Asian Championships. The other wild card, one of the other wild cards is Olivia Lukasiewicz, who plays Justine Anna Ardern, 15-year-old from South Australia.
Yes, I saw her reaction when we broadcast that the other day. It was lovely, wasn't it? So
It'll be
excited.
a big moment.
Wow, the world #1. Mum, come and watch. And actually, Anna has a potentially difficult match against Danilidou, the Greek, who I'm most impressed with. I mean, she's got a lovely game, a big attacking game, big woman, and that would be in the third round, I think.
The fourth round probably with Danilidou, if she got through. Kuznetsova is a potential third round opponent for Justine.
Quite right, it would be a fourth round match. That's the last 16. And then she's in the same section of the draw as Davenport. That would be a quarter-final potentially. Well played. That backhand does so much damage. Brave to come in against it.
Yeah, it's a big ask. I think she's got it really on the stretch there, but Anna Arden did so well to get that ball back there, catching Mauresmo mid-court.
In no woman's land.
Yeah, that's very non-sexist of you. They used to call it no man's land.
Can't be too careful these days.
Fast and furious out there. And Anna Arden persisting with her attack. Just overhitting the volley. It's coming so quickly at her. Hard to control. Well, superb serve. Didn't have a lot of pace, but beautifully placed. She says sorry because he hit the top of the net and went over, but it was a brave shot to play.
Yes, you've got to be very discreet about the use of drop shots on this sort of court where the ball bounces high, aided by the contact with the net there, just slowing it down a bit. Ah,
30-14.
Second double fault. And a break point now for Anna. And the clenched fist tells the story. The determination is still there.
Oh, this is just terrific work from Mauresmo. It's a very tough shot to play here, but her early racket work, preparing for this shot, gets the racket back early, hits right through it. She's pleased with that one.
Advantage and Alden.
Again, slight mishit there.
A lot more time on that one than the previous shot.
So that's a class shot. Beautiful footwork, getting under the falling ball, the secret of all great overhead work. Just
Yes.
watch this.
And she just played a perfect attacking point here. The little adjustment, small steps, making sure she's in just the right place to play this smash. Terrific athleticism. Now break point number 3 though.
Well, she's been playing now for, what, about 2 hours and 50 minutes, getting all up towards 3 hours altogether, Mauresmo. And it would be a surprise if she weren't feeling just a little bit jaded.
Amazing what adrenaline does though.
And here we are with the first break of serve, to the delight of husband and coach. It's 3-2 in an
There's something different about 7 News.
News isn't just about what's happening in the big end of town. People want to know about the issues that are affecting their day-to-day lives.
7 is committed to covering every part of Sydney.
Well, what affects people in the north may be very different to what affects people in the south and west.
Now there's a new energy. Now there's a new strength.
Sydney is changing, and 7 News is changing with it.
Now's the time to make the switch. 7 News, weeknights at 6.
Paul has it all. Paul's Warehouse.
Stop everything! Paul has top brand sports shoes for less than $50 a pair. 10,000 pairs of top brand sports shoes originally worth up to $150 must be cleared for a crazy $39.99. Plus, we have another 10,000 pairs of top brand sports shoes that must be cleared for a crazy $49.99. That's a total of 20,000 pairs of sports shoes, the very best brands for less than $50 a pair. This is truly an amazing deal. Your best chance to get top brand sports shoes for less than $50 a pair.
Paul's Warehouse.
Well, Louise Vienne has been summoned to the court by Anna, who's given her a pill to swallow, and I suspect it's probably an anti-inflammatory to deal with that ankle that is a little sore and strained.
We mentioned earlier she turned it in her quarter-final match against Chanda Rubin. And really quite fortunate to have the day off to give it a little bit of a rest. Still slightly swollen and has it strapped today. Not too much affecting her mobility there. Terrific court coverage from Anna Arden.
50 love.
Very up-tempo second serve, also very deep.
30-15.
You know, I think she might be having just a little trouble landing on that left foot. Just throwing a rhythm on serve. That was her 5th double fault.
Just taking a little bit of the pace off it and getting the accuracy back on that one. 156. It was enough, though. Doesn't have to be a blistering pace, a serve, if it's placed well. Oh, lovely shot making. And I think now the support group there can see the winning post in sight. A set and 4-2.
And just patient play there from Enna Arden, waiting until she got plenty of time to set up for this forehand on the last ball. And she's looking good off both sides on the ground now. 5 forehand winners for the match, only one off her legendary backhand.
59.
That's her really shooting through quickly.
I think she was worried about the serve being in, but it seemed all right. There it is. Look, yes, I don't think that was long. Well, we spoke about Annan's draw. This lady, Mauresmo, we talked about her first round against the Taipei wildcard, but her seeds in her section would be Pisnik in the 3rd round, Bovino or Handakova in the 4th, and then Dementieva in the quarters. They're the seeded players. Of course, seeds get upset, don't they?
Yeah, and there are a couple of Australians loitering that quarter too, Alicia Mollick and Sam Stosur. Lovely quick move there from Enna Arden.
Lovely remark from one of the fans.
What did he say? I missed that.
Come on, Mauresmo, please. Obviously, he's been to the tab, I think.
30.
And unfortunate for the Belgians, really, that this lady and Kim Clijsters are in the same half next week, and therefore could meet in a semi-final. No, excuse me, not in the same half, are they? No, they're in opposite halves. That's
halves.
Right. I remember when the draw was made, I was hoping to see that they weren't in the same half, and indeed they're not. They're at opposite ends of the draw.
Hit it.
Game, Stosur and Reid. Change ends, please.
You guys serious?
Hello.
The #1 movie of the year is finally on DVD and video.
Rogers! Righteous! Packed with an ocean full of bonus features.
That was so cool!
You so totally rock! Walt Disney Pictures presents a Pixar Animation Studios film. Finding Nemo on DVD and video.
The sun can be hell on all outdoor surfaces, blistering, peeling and flaking the paint like skin. But one paint is designed to provide a shield from the sun. Weather Shield Garden Shades. Maximum sun protection for your home.
Magnificent return from Mauresmo. Backhand just has been fantastic to watch. Early preparation again, stepping forward to meet the serve. Creating good pace off it, and the winner.
Found the serve pretty tough to deal with today.
And Ardana's done well on serve, 63% of her first serves in. And a very high percentage of those won, 76%. Mauresmo first serves won 60%. Oh, got her on the stretch.
You can take the ball as early as that, then you can force your opponent to move quickly and force them into error.
It's all about dominating the point, taking charge, and taking that ball early certainly helps the cause.
So moving smoothly into a 5-3 lead.
5 games to play.
And poised one feels to take yet another title. He's won 8 so far. That was last year. In her career, 14.
Oh, wrong-footed on that occasion. Mauresmo going in behind her. Got her out wide on the serve, and as she's moving towards the centre of the court, pops it in behind her. Only Kim Clijsters won more tournaments last year, winning 9. I'm sure Justine would just love to start the year with a tournament title. Because remember, in the Tour Championships, the last tournament of the year, Mauresmo beat her. So quite a big thing to assert your supremacy at the start of the year, particularly when you're the #1 player in the world.
Big catch for the gent who caught it in the front row.
He was pretty quick, good reflexes.
Game Morismo.
And another lovely ace, number 3. Keeping the match alive. It's 5-4 in Ardennes. First ball in when serving for the match. Good work.
Net. First service.
Well, doing a good job. 3 first serves in. And that one there for the hitting. Making an error off the forehand.
Well,
bit of a chink in the armour there.
Yes, well, it has been a chink in the armour today, the double fault score. That's 6 of them.
Especially when you're serving for the match. 30 love up, then a bit of a bad miss off the forehand, and a double fault, all of a sudden back to 30 all.
But a very good length serve there. And Mauresmo's miss producing the first championship point.
Correction was good. First service.
So the overrule from Roland Herfel will allow Henin the chance for another first serve on match point. She won't mind that.
Deuce. Advantage.
Perfect time for an ace to produce match point, championship point number 2.
Oh, she got the serve she wanted. Play on a volley that I think she'd be quite happy to get most times, but just a little tense, overplaying it.
Net. First service. Advantage down there.
A repeat of the last serve from that side. And match point number 3.
Mauresmo, to her credit, hanging in there. So her coach there looking a bit nervous in the stands. She's fighting hard. Enna Arden just not able to close it out yet.
Net for service.
Oh, and she's missed a sitter. Well, what a pity for Mauresmo, who's, as you say, fought so hard in this game, but has now presented Enan with this miss.
Enna Arden having to volley up there, and the ball sitting up for Mauresmo. Enna Arden picked the direction. She was on it.
Presented her with a 4th match point. And that's it.
2 sets to love. 6-4, 6-4.
Well, nice to see that they're both still friends after that fierce battle that has resulted in a win for the number 1 seed and world number 1, Justine Henin-Ardenne, 1 hour and 29 minutes, 6-4, 6-4. And I think the scoreline correctly reflecting what happened.
Yes, and a lot of subplots there too, with points for, game points, break points, a very tense battle at times. But the thing is, the world number 1 came out with the best shots just when she needed the most, and that is the hallmark of the excellent players, being able to produce under pressure. Came out with some big serves when she needed it and eliminated the errors. So I think Justine Henin-Ardenne will be very relieved to be through that one and putting on the board her first title for the year.
And for the 5th time here in Sydney at the Adidas International, the top seed has won the title, following Sabatini, Sellers, Davenport and Hingis. Now it is Henin-Ardenne, 6-4, 6-4 over Amélie Mauresmo.
Get drunk up, percolate anything you want, because it's oscillating. If I don't take pity, more to see you get life on the rhythm of my ride, and my lyrics up about electricity. Girl, nobody can do you.
So we have a new champion here at the Adidas International here in Sydney. On her 3rd visit, Henin-Ardenne has beaten Mauresmo of France 6-4, 6-4. This was the critical moment.
Yes, well, throughout the first set, it was on serve until 4-all, even though Mauresmo had some chances. And there it was Henin-Ardenne who was able to get the break thanks to a couple of unforced errors from Mauresmo. If you look at the stats, just a slightly better serving performance from Henin-Ardenne. 4 aces, doing a little bit to compensate for the 6 double faults she served. Only 5 forehand winners and only 1 backhand winner. I hope she can get her backhand back for the Australian Open, because I love to see that shot, whereas Mauresmo, her backhand was stunning. 7 winners there. More points won at net for Henin-Ardenne, and that is her big strategy, attacking, and I think she'll be pleased with the way she attacked today and maintained her aggression.
Well, Justine Henin-Ardenne won 8 tournaments last year, including 2 Grand Slam singles titles, and she's kicked off this year in a fine way. Let's return to centre court and our Master of Ceremonies, Craig Willis.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate Justine and Emily on a wonderful match here on the centre court. The final of the ladies' draw, the Adidas International for 2004. There's a couple of backhands to die for out there, and that match wasn't there. Girls, well done. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin our presentation, a great pleasure to introduce the President of Tennis New South Wales, Mr. John Whittaker, to say a few words. John.
Thank you, Craig. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Since 1885, we've had combined men's and women's events, and what a way to finish a week this week. It's such a wonderful final, and certainly our congratulations go to Christine and Emily. They were just fantastic on a very difficult day. On behalf of the Management Committee, Tennis Australia, Tennis New South Wales and IMG, I'd like to thank the volunteers. There's over 500 in our tournament, and without them we couldn't possibly manage. I'd particularly like to mention the ball kids. I know they're included in that group, but I thought this year that they were probably some of the best ball kids I've seen in all the years that I've been coming. So thanks very much. To our tournament director, Craig Watson, he's had a difficult week, and certainly yesterday was extremely difficult, and our thanks on behalf of our group to Craig for making it possible that we've got such a great event today. And also, of course, to the understanding of the referee, Bill Gilmore. Finally, I'd just like to thank such wonderful crowds that we've had this week. We're up 4,000 or 5,000 people on our expectations, and to you all, you've been a wonderful and understanding crowd, and thank you very much for your support today and throughout the year. Thanks very much.
Thank you, John. Brad Fittler rejoined us on the stage to make the presentation of trophies. Jeff Pollard, President of Tennis Australia, to make the presentation of checks. To our runner-up in the ladies' singles at the Adidas International for 2004 from France, Emily Mauresmo.
First, I have to congratulate Justine. She's played some great tennis today, and also during all the week. So, congratulations. It's always a pleasure to be back here in Australia and in Sydney. I wasn't here last year, and I miss this country so much. So I'm happy to be back. I want to thank Craig for this organization, of course, Tennis Australia, all the sponsors and all the people that make this event possible. And you have always been great with me throughout the years, so thank you for supporting me and thank you for being here. And Loic, my coach, thank you for your support, and I'm sure we're gonna get where we want to go soon. So thank you, and I'll be back next year.
Thank you, Emily. Well done, and good luck in the Australian Open starting on Monday in Melbourne. Well, she had a pretty good year last year, I think you'll agree. She won the French Open Championship, and it was a wonderful moment for her, and then she won the US Open Championship, and she started the year in great fashion here at the Adidas International for 2004. Our champion from Belgium, Justine Henin-Hardenne.
Thank you very much. It's been a great week again. I really enjoy playing here in Sydney, and it's been fantastic again this year. So I would like to congratulate Amélie for the great tennis she played this week. It's a very good start. I want to thank the sponsors, especially Adidas, for making this event possible. I want to thank Craig Watson, the tournament director, for a great organization, all the volunteers, the ball boys, the umpires, the WTA2, the physios, everybody. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to my coach Carlos and to my husband Pierre-Yves. Thank you for supporting me. It's not easy every day, I agree, but thank you so much. And thank you to all of you for coming here this week. You gave me an unbelievable support, and I promise that I'll be back next year. Thank you very much. Bye.
Justine, well done.
I even think she speaks maybe faster than I do. Now, with more terrific tennis to come, when we come back, we are going to have the final of the Commonwealth Bank International from Kooyong with Argentina's David Nalbandian against Andre Agassi of the USA.